This is Netflix Review Crew. My other half is currently in the shower, and I had to review this movie, Get Out. What I originally thought was going to be a white bashing film, a movie that portrayed white people as evil, crazy, hypnotists that want to prey on black people, turned out to be the greatest satire I've ever watched in my life. Now, bear with me here. It was marketed that way, and it probably fooled a lot of the reviewers as to why. As that explains why they have a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes for this film. But in reality, it was directed and written by Jordan Peele of Key and Peele, who is a very woke individual. And this movie, if you watch it, of course I might spoil it somewhat for you, is about a young black man that is dating a white woman, and they go to meet her family for the weekend. You expect some cultural oddness to ensue, and the white family is very rich. They're very rich, and as they talk to the man, they say, the young man, they say, well, we would have voted Obama a third time if we could. He was the greatest president of our lifetime. And so that immediately clues you in to what they are. They are liberal Democrats. They are liberal Democrats, and rich white liberals tend to vote Democratic. And throughout this movie, there's a lot of odd scenes where they grab the man's arm, the young black man's arm, say how strong he is. They say that he could be a beast if he trained. You know, they refer to him in like an animalistic way, as in like a piece of meat, that he's so strong, he's fast. And then later on in the film, he has been captured, and he has to watch this almost like infomercial that they made that explains that black people are so strong and fast, but with our determination, we could be great. So immediately that condescends the black people and tells them that they are, you're strong and you're fast and you're physically abled, but you're so useless and you're so stupid that you need us white rich liberals to lift you up and make you what you can be. That is the personification of the liberal white guilt, white man's burden mentality. And they treat black people like this stupid ape race, this commodity that needs to be perfected by the white man. And it plays itself out like a movie that shows white people as racist. In an umbrella term, oh, white people are racist, or they treat you like this, or they're awkward. But in reality, what it's doing is it's showing rich, white, liberal Democrats as racists. And the best part of it was later in the movie, he has to block his ears he has to block his ears so he doesn't hear a Pavlovian response he gets from hypnotism that causes him to fall into a trance. And he does it by picking cotton. So, you can gain symbolism from this. He had to pick cotton. He was forced to pick cotton by his liberal white Democratic owners. Of course, who do we know promoted a lot of slavery and especially started the KKK? The Democratic Party. This movie is so fucking woke. And the thing is, the people that watched it, when I walked out of the theater, there were a lot of white folks that had their heads down. They were ashamed. I was having the time of my life because I didn't fall to this just blatant surface layer symbolism that a lot of people did. It had a very, just such a strong undercurrent of message here that a lot of people didn't get. And you could just see people didn't get it. But the best part was the white girlfriend had been basically trapping these men all along. Now, earlier in the movie, she is taking offense for her boyfriend. So a cop just asks, could I see your ID? And he says, well, all I have is a state ID. It's going to be a normal conversation between the black man, the main character, Chris, and this police officer. And they're going to exchange IDs. And she goes, whoa, that's bullshit. How dare you ask for his ID? How dare you? And then later on in the movie, when other people at the house party and her family are talking to him about, voting Obama third term, different things like that, she goes, "Can you believe they said that? Can they believe they said that to you? Oh my God, I just can't even. I just can't even." This woman putting herself in somebody else's shoes to be offended for them, and Chris, the main character, is just on his computer like, he does not care. He did not take offense from this. No offense was meant, but she is taking offense for him. She is an SJW archetype. It's too genius. She's an SJW archetype. Later in the movie, turns out she's the absolute most racist because she starts dressing all in white, drinking super thin, watery skim milk, and has treated a whole legion of black people as a commodity to take their bodies and take their minds and take all that's good from them and use them as like you would a rag to use and discard. And so this the most non-racist, the most anti-racist, the most SJW looks down on black people the most. And that is the fundamental message you can get from this. These white liberal Democrats, these people with this white guilt, these people with this, oh, I'm so pro, diversity and all this. They look down on black people the most. It is the racism of lowered expectations, and they treat them like animals. And they looked at black people like a commodity, much as the Democratic Party now looks at black people as a vote farm. That's it. They don't respect them as people. They don't respect their ideology or their ideas or anything. They just look at them as a vote farm. And that's what these people in the movie did. They saw black people as something to use and throw away. It's literally one of the most cognitive, just awakened movies you can see. And it was directed by Jordan Peele of Key and Peele, like I said before. And he has this odd mixture of comedy and horror in a lot of the skits on the Key and Peele show. And he's really aware of this. And the thing is, it's subtle. It's so subtle, it sneaks in. And people on the surface, these dumbasses that review movies, are going to look at this and go, "Oh yeah, white people are terrible." Like a lot of the audience did walking out the theater. There was a lot of people that were just hanging their heads and just didn't get what it was about. But definitely go see it.